Shivani, good morning. Am I audible? Yes. Okay. Good. So, any doubt? Yes. हाँ. नहीं. मैं बताता हूँ, मैं आपकी बात समझ गया. See, why are we studying or why are we trying to understand the nature of self? क्यों? क्यों? No, not just Vedanta. Any philosopher talks about self. किसका knowledge? किसका liberation? What is this खुद? Okay, but what is this soul? मतलब आप समझ रहे हो? Okay, would you start like you would like to know the chair because it is there, and then because it is there is something chair like. I want to understand it properly, like how much weight it can take, can I sit on it, how much comfortable it is, what is its texture, color. That's what happened. But then would you like to do the same for example cycle which is here? You're like, where is that cycle? What is the starting point of inquiry? I'm not saying that's the end point of inquiry, but what is the starting point? That there is chair, but I don't know what details, exact nature and all. I just know some feeling kind of thing, something with which I start. Yes or no? So that starting point, we only call it self. So the word self is generally used in the context of simple, practical starting point of inquiry. ये self क्या है? So self is very general term. There is no nuanced point of view there. Okay, you're getting the point. That क्या है self? It's a name given to something. I don't know what it is. Now, whether that self is psychological, philosophical, metaphysical, it is one with Brahm, it is made up of 5 things, that we don't know. Yes or no? But we know that there is share. In the same way, we have something in feeling. So this is more like practical self, Anjali, myself, Vishwajeet, wala self. So this is not very philosophically very strict word. But if you shift to the another word, that is jiva. Now connotation here is animate. Now some people say jiva means consciousness. Basically the word jeev means as against ajeev. So self is like very simple practical word, myself, yourself, wala self, which is very vague explanation of something we don't know what it is, right? That itself, but that itself is again, self is something like some individual. Okay, again there is this word called individual, no? Now the connotation of the word individual is coming from indivisible. So that is means that thing is one in itself. Individuality, particularity. So ye kuch, like for example, I have 2 bundi ka laddu. So this is one laddu, this is another. I just break them and make one. What happened to the two? Now, would you say that there are two laddus here? Why? So basically, individuality loss हो गई. So anything individual means it has some boundary. It has something individuality. So individual is something which is indivisible. Self is very general, generic term. Jiva, which is something animate. Okay. What is Atma? Now the word, what is the meaning of the word Atma? It's more like essence. This is more like animate. This is more like for practical life. Practical or convenience. Every time, okay, your body also, like for your body also, because if I, like if you have some injury and I'm a doctor, I am doing some treatment to your body. Would I say that, how is your body now? I'll say, how are you? Now, body is different, you are different, but still I will say, how are you? Mentally, if you are unhappy with something, I will ask, how is your mood? That is, how are you? Not that, how is your mind? How is your mind? Would I ask that? How is your soul? I don't ask all that because practically that's not required. So I will just ask, how are you? That is self. That is that self. Individual is, that is one unit. Indivisible. The one unit. So he is an individual. Means the connotation is not about soul or Atma. Connotation is about he is one in itself, individual standing there. Now, whether he is animate, inanimate, we don't know. That, like there will be a statue also. और उसके तरफ बात करके हम क्या करते हैं? You know, गांधी जी, इन्होंने ही सब कुछ किया. Whom you are referring to? This पत्थर. But we are basically saying that this shape and size and appearance is similar to what I am asking you to remember the person. Oh, that's why the concept of person also comes into picture then. What is person? Now, Western philosophy may you'll understand person. Now, whenever we say person, it's a very modern concept. Like when, जैसे आप जैसे सवाल करने वाले philosophers स्टूडेंट थे, तो मैं क्या हूं फिर? तो कुछ लोगों ने सबको इंक्लूड करके बोला आई एम अ पर्सन. तो पर्सन इज अगेन somebody who can have some essence, is obviously animate, means decide something, do something, and practically also. See this, that's why the person word is very important, and in Western philosophy it is used. The concept of person is also there. Okay, but this for now we will not talk about. Then there is soul. Okay. Now, soul is very close to Atma. The word soul is very close to Atma, but the concept of soul is always in the context of God. याद रखना. Means, unless there is teacher, there is no student. So when I say your soul, I am talking in terms of God. When I am talking about Anjali as a student, means I am teacher or there is some teacher of which Anjali is student. Like that. So in the parlance of theology, English wording I'm saying, in the parlance of theology, parlance you understand? In the context of theology, in the language of theology. यार हम दोस्तों की लैंग्वेज में इसका मतलब यही होता है, वो पार्लेंस होता है उसका. हमारे पार्लेंस में ओके कि यार भयंकर का मतलब बहुत बढ़िया होता है. क्या भयंकर पराठा बनाया था, ना अच्छा बनाया. दोस्तों में होता है, वो पब्लिकली नहीं होता. तो पार्लेंस है. So in that parlance, soul, and soul means somewhere God is going to come. Because when you are talking about student means there is some teacher assumed. Yes or no? Otherwise, who's student? It's a relative thing. But normally, translation may they use this because then Atma is also generally considered. But the word Atma is coming from the word essence. That's why we use this word. Atma. That's why Nairatmyavad. What is Nairatmyavad? And there are two types of Nairatmyavad. One is there is no soul in human being. and there is no essence in things. So Pudgala Nairatmyavad and Dharma Nairatmyavad or Dhamma Nairatmyavad. Dharma Nairatmyavad means जो essence वाली theory है, chairness, cowness करके कुछ नहीं होता. So Atma means that essence also. Atma means soul also. Yes, ब्रह्म के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में देख रहे हैं. हाँ, लिख सकते हैं. Because see, I'm just saying connotation from where the word started. Like, why do we need to call Anjali student? Why do we need to call Anjali daughter? Parents हैं. Why do we need to call you friend or something else? Because there is something relative है. But so this is the thing. Now, what happens is everything is relative. Then our whole knowledge is relative. Yes, as far as the knowledge is about things within space and time. And all metaphysics is trying to understand that thing which is beyond space and time. And then we need some. That's why the word Brahm. Now, the word Brahm is not some person, not some conscious, in the sense, not some one entity things. It's all entity as one. See, if you see Brahm, means okay, Brahm वहां पे बैठा है कहीं. नहीं, Brahm is not some Pluto, Neptune or some galaxy के बाहर नहीं है. Everything considered to be one is Brahm. So Brahm is the name given to that concept, that realization that हर चीज तो एक ही है. This chair, that chair करके कुछ है ही नहीं. That point of view, that realization point of view, not intellectual point of view, by the way. रियलाइजेशन है वो, इंटेलेक्चुअल सिर्फ नहीं है. बेंडिंग भी है, सही है. कंप्लीट बेंडिंग अप और लॉजिक. Now, actually, the word is ultimate. Yes. So that's exactly now. Jagat is practically real. Brahm is ultimately real. Practically means vyavaharik, ultimate is paramarthik. Then Brahm is reality at paramarthik level, different way of saying it. And Jagat is reality. Like in the same way, your sensations is the reality at the dream level. That's the reality. You know, you are walking on the road and you know, some dog is chasing you. Reality, you know, in that dream. That kind of thing. Now, but the point here is, in Vedanta also, these reality, who is giving this name and declaring that this is reality or not reality? Who? That's the point here. In the waking stage, there is this I am telling, okay, I am in practically I am. Huh? In dream states also almost I am only, but not very sure. But when it is in dream, I am pretty sure that it is I who was seeing the dog and who was running away from the dog. It was I. And what is in deep sleep? Deep sleep में तो वो वाला I है ही नहीं. But deep sleep करके चीज तो है और उसमें consciousness तो live है. But I am जो हमारा ईगो है, प्रैक्टिकल ट्रेनिंग है, वो वैनिश हो जाता है. बट उसमें यू आर नॉट एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई योरसेल्फ विद एनीथिंग. लाइक इन वेकिंग लाइफ यू आर एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई विद चेयर. इन द सेंस, यहाँ चेयर इज देयर, आई कैन से थिंग्स आर देयर. You know, identify means, you know, not I am that. I am here in the witnessing of this. I am witnessing the world. I am not the world. When I say I identify myself with the chair and the world and the students, not that I am thinking that I am the student. I am able to witness the student. Okay. In dream, what happens? I am able to witness the dog and the elephant or whatever that you are dreaming. But what happens in the dream stage? Oh, sorry, deep sleep state. Exactly. But then we don't have any instrument to reach there consciously, like that. Okay, let's have a deep sleep and go reach there. No. Even in that stage, what happens? There is this consciousness, but there is no identification happening. That you are right. So you are not. So the point is that consciousness is pure consciousness. Is it that deep sleep is only glimpse of it, and it's very without your control. Like, you cannot acquire that. But then what they understand, this is exactly Advaita, and it's good that we are talking because Aurobindo starts from there. So what happens then? These three stages, after thinking, we realize, oh, that means all these three stages, there is this I. Okay, for now, call it X or call it P. Why to call it I? Because I will create confusion. I am Anjali, you are, aisa wala I nahi. Call it P or C, consciousness. So there is this C is there. C is there in waking life also, C is there in dream state also, C is there in sleeping stage also, or deep sleep. Then how to reach only C? Like, how should I identify only with C? That is fourth stage, Turiya. And then the moment you identify, the moment you witness I, witnessing the I, then you realize, oh, this I is nothing but the whole I. Jivo Brahmeva na para. And then you are realized. Yes. See, that is because you are thinking. I am thinking. We are still in the thinking zone. Please be sure. Never ever misunderstand that after having discussion of continuous 10 hours with some realized being, you're going to get realized. Never ever going to happen. Because thinking is always binary. So who is telling you that there is still two? Thinking only is telling you. Because thinking cannot but tell you that there is always two. That's why real is rational, rational is real. Hegel says. Now when Hegel says real is rational or rational only is real, rational means two. That's why he has to use dialectical method. But what he is trying to do, starting point is dialectical method. But he wished to reach absolute idea where there is no two. But that is like eternal, never happens type situation. In that is his own criticism. Because as long as it is rational, it cannot be one. It is always two. Mind will always be two. Because logic is always being 0 and 1. Logic cannot unite things. Logic can only divide things. We can bring out some temporary logic artificially, just saying that let's unite. Unity is not that. When you unite with someone, even emotionally also, you cannot explain in words. You know this. That's why whatever poem says, poems hoti hain, be it about motherly love or fatherly love or whatever kind of love, sense of oneness, they have to resort to literally illogical statement. What poems say, if you really take it as a word, so that's why what happens? All the genuine romantic songs you only understand when you are in love. Otherwise, you're like, क्या बकवास कर रहा है? तारे तोड़ लाऊंगा, क्यों लाएगा तारे तोड़ के? Possible ही नहीं है, तारे इतनी दूर है. But then when you are in love, you realize ये सच में तारे तोड़ के लाऊंगा वाला feeling आता है. Oneness. See, that's the thing. Identification is the word identification is being used for you to understand now, because your knowledge is limited now. I will always talk in terms of things that you have gone through till now. If I talk about Brahm, you will be like, what is it? Because when I say Brahm is one, you are like, means matlab pata hai kya? You are just demanding, tell me in the terms of experiences that I already have. Why are you giving me new experience? only through words. So I said, okay, it's like, like for example, I'm explaining sweetness and you have not experienced sweetness. Would I ever be able to explain you what sweetness is? I will just ask you, come here, eat this honey, and you're like, oh my god, I'm shocked, this is sweetness. I could not enjoy it for so many years. And then you're speechless for so many months, you will not speak. Just imagine you have not had any sweet thing in life, and suddenly you have sweet thing in life, and that too, people kept on speaking about sweetness. Nobody made you to eat honey or anything sweet for that matter. And after 10-20 years of efforts, somebody gives you a spoon of honey, you're like, उड़ जाओगे ना दिमाग से, यही sweetness था, it was so sweet. Then you will start using the word sweet for all other good things that happen to you. So it's all about experience and words. So words is very, very meager or very lame instrument to explain experience. And more nuanced the experience is, less effective the words are. That's why in paper 2, religious, there is this term called ineffability. Even in Shankaracharya they have used. Ineffability means indescribability. Words cannot explain. Why are they saying indescribable? Indeterminate. And when I say word, it's not just about word. Even you cannot conceptualize it. Words are, yes, and that's why indeterminate, nirguna. Because intellect to see something need guna. Like even if you want to see light, you want some particles to obstruct the light. Otherwise, you will not see the light. You know this. If there is no particle, like for example, if there are no object in the room, okay, there is a complete pack room, and all the room is painted with a certain material which absorbs all the light, okay, then what will happen? Even if there are 10 100 tubes, there will be darkness, because nobody is obstructing light and basically reflecting light and sending it to you. See, this is the reason people started understanding philosophy, that कुछ तो beyond है भाई, otherwise ऐसे ही नहीं चल रही दुनिया. Otherwise people say, why अरे philosophy क्यों ही चाहिए? That is okay for somebody who just want to eat, drink, and chill, like Charvak. That's why Charvak rejected philosophy, and most of the people, they are in their struggles of life, so they don't have time for philosophy. But philosophy is what? This is exactly what philosophy is. That's why all these scientists once upon a time were philosophers. Newton himself said that God is a mathematician. God is there and he is a mathematician. Order hai, to God hai. So who told him that there is order? Observation, thought, some intuition, some click. Tell me, who would have told Stephen Hawking that there is black hole? Mathematical calculation. No, mathematics is more abstract way of, more certain and more clear way of putting some thoughts only. Who would have? Now, he has not seen black hole. Even whatever our not Ramanujacharya, Ramanujan, mathematician Ramanujan, first decade of 19th century, somewhere 1909-10 May, he solved some equations, which those equations now are being used for proving black hole, existence of black hole. Just imagine, means reality is maths. Only thing is you don't know the connection. So the point is, philosophy is about all that, like beyond. Philosophy is always beyond. जो दिख रहा है वो appearance. So beyond means, simple thing is, जो सामने है वो appearance है, and beyond है वो reality है. हाँ, comparison means to Exactly. Same as this. Now, this is exactly what Buddha told. Now, that's why Vedantic philosophy is very scientific, metaphysical. But, and Buddha's philosophy is not that way. Buddha is very practical, day-to-day life. But if you dig Buddha more, what would you get? Nagarjuna's Madhyamika Shunyavad, which is exactly what Vedanta is. So Buddha, even if he himself might not have indulged into metaphysical questions, but metaphysics, the point is in life, you can have good metaphysics or bad metaphysics, but you cannot be without metaphysics. लोगों को पता नहीं होता कि मैं तो कोई metaphysics नहीं. That is just a ego statement because of the social issues that they are doing. Everybody has the metaphysics. Means what? कुछ तो ऐसी चीज है जो बियॉन्ड है, उसका भले वो इंटेलेक्चुअल लेवल पे हो, एक्सपीरियंस लेवल पे हो, दे बिलीव इन सम फ्यूचर प्रोस्पेक्टस, पॉजिटिव फ्यूचर. ओनली दैट्स द रीजन पीपल आर पुटिंग सो मच एफर्ट स्ट्रेसिंग आउट थिंग्स, क्योंकि आगे कुछ अच्छा होने वाला है. देयर इज समथिंग बियॉन्ड. नाउ देयर बियॉन्ड इज वेरी लेम बिकॉज वेरी not very strict, technically correct. Beyond means tomorrow there will be happiness. What? But there is no tomorrow basically. Now, who tells this? That there is no tomorrow. No, there is tomorrow. Where is this tomorrow? Tell me. In fact, forget about tomorrow. There is no 1 hour later. That is imagination that you are doing now. Only the thing, time is only one. There are no 3 times. Tomorrow, yesterday and today. Future, past and present. Only one time, present. Rest all is thinking. And by the way, perception can only happen in today. There is no perception in future. There is no perception in past. वो perception का process कम ज्यादा था. I'm saying you perceiving chair now. Can you perceive chair tomorrow? No, because tomorrow when you will actually perceive, it will be now only. The process of perception only happens in now. Because time is now, no? Okay. So, with this context, okay, we are coming to Aurobindo. Now, a good thing to know about Aurobindo is Aurobindo also cracked IAS examination. You know this? Himself. We didn't know. He cracked ICS. You know ICS is? IAS का predecessor है वो. So he appeared and was successful, but रिटर्न टेस्ट में. बट उसके बाद ना इंटरव्यू वगैरह सब हो गया था. उनका एक राइडिंग टेस्ट हो गया, घोड़े पे चलने वाला. वो उन्होंने बोला नहीं करना मुझे टाइप. वो थोड़ा वैसा वाला सीन हो गया, तो ही जानबूझ के उसमें फेल हो गए. फिर वैसे कोई चांस नहीं था वो. ही वाज लाइक अ ब्रिलियंट माइंड. Another thing you need to always understand, that is just a trivial fact for you, us to feel better, because we are also from same tradition. And IAS देने के बाद भी philosopher बन सकते हैं, ऐसे नहीं है कि नहीं बन सकते. Anyway, he studied Western philosophy with a lot of interest, Western science also, because he is like he born in 1872, and I think even beyond. Even after the freedom, he was alive. I don't know exact date when he died. 1950 he died. 1950. Okay, so he was there. He's a very recent philosopher. So what happened is he got a chance to have knowledge and exposure of many Western philosophers. By the way, he was a son of Indian person, obviously, government official, Bengali, British government official. And थोड़ा सीनियर लेवल के ऑफिसर थे. तो दे वेंट टू लंदन एंड दे टुक हिम टू लंदन बिकॉज वो थोड़ा सा बहुत रिबेलियंस टाइप चाइल्ड था. तो इसको भाई दूर रखो, नहीं तो ये उसमें जाएगा फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल में, खुद की करियर भूल जाएगा. सो ही वेंट टू लंदन. सो ही गॉट चांस टू रीड मेनी बुक्स एंड ऑल. सो डार्विन, he read Darwin, evolution. He read Bergson. There is a philosopher called Bergson. So he has this Newton. Everybody, obviously he would have already read about theory of relativity and all that. And when he came back, he read Upanishads and he was so surprised that everything that they were talking about is already there in Upanishad in a different way. And then he dedicated his full life to kind of bringing them together, proving to the world that same ही है, आप जो बोल रहे हैं वो same ही है. And in that effort, he come up with his own philosophy, which can be more like reconciliation or consolidation is the right word. Consolidation of East and West. Okay, or consolidation of science and spirituality. Like that. That's why his system is also called integral system. Integral system. So what he tries to do is combine things. That's why it is called, and his major emphasis is from major or starting point is Advaita. Okay, but he tries to kind of make it better. So his philosophy is also called as Purna Advaita. Just to bring him under the, this is name not given by himself. Some thinkers, not all thinkers, because his philosophy, to idealize or to give some name to his philosophy, like dualism, non-dualism, monism, realism, idealism, what is it? Difficult, because very complex philosophy, by the way. Because just imagine somebody is trying to bring in science, that to 19th, 20th century science and Upanishadic philosophy together and come up with some new philosophy. He never thought of creating some new philosophy. He is like more like student of philosophy. Okay, he wrote books obviously, but then he come up with some things of his, some ideas. So that is called Purna Advaita. Okay. Okay, so what I was saying is some thinkers thought of him to put under the lineage and tradition of Vedantins, like Advait, Vishishtadvait, Dvait, then Shuddhadvait, Dvaitadvait, Achintya Bhedabhed, like that many, वैसे Purnadvait. So somebody thought that he is from the same lineage, but not very strictly because he has his own thoughts. There is the impact of Hegel, Whitehead, Bergson. Now, there is this person called Bergson. Okay, is I think French, German philosopher. इतना कोई important नहीं, but this person was a critic of Darwin. Very strong critic. Not some, अरे ऐसा थोड़ी होता है, ऐसा वाला critic नहीं, proper theory दिया है. He came with the concept of Alan Whittle. The concept of Alan Whittle. What is Alan Whittle? This word is used in English many times now, like very frequently in English nowadays. Alan Whittle means basically that vital Shakti, power, whatever, which makes life life. So, what is the difference between chair and me or the dog or any animate lifeful thing is that principle, vital principle. Alan Whittle is the name given by him. So that basic principle makes life. So why? Because Darwin said that some chemical combinations by chance became amoeba. Because from where life came, nobody, बाकी जगहों पे तो लाइफ नहीं है, अभी तक तो नहीं मिला कहीं. So the point is, Darwin said it is by chance, or all that explanation that Darwin gave later on is by chance. Like by chance only we become human, from apes to human. It's by chance. But he says no, it's not by chance. No, by chance means mechanistic principle. Like there is no purpose behind it; just happened. That's what Darwin says. वो शंकर को बिल्कुल नहीं लाना इधर, मैं बस डार्विन की बात कर रहा हूं. Darwin said that there is no reason behind this, there is no purpose as such, no God or some purpose happening. No, Just by chance it happened, like, things came together and then oh, ho gaya. But Baksa said no. How can, if such a order is there, you cannot say that this order is by chance. You may not know the reason behind the order. You are not able to understand what exactly the order is connoting to, but there is order. So that order, or he says there is this principle called Allen Vital, means there is this something, life force, whatever you name it, which pushes things from inside. That's why the growth is happening. It's not that there is nothing. So this thing wants to go somewhere. There is this push from inside. In general, he's talking about, not just about human beings. In general, any life, he's talking about, that push is there. And that push is pushing things to happen. This was very much kind of, accepted by Aurobindo or understood by Aurobindo. Aurobindo got convinced by this concept of Allen Vital very much. So he could not, but so Bergson also said that there is evolution. Evolution means things are improving continuously, but they are not improving just like that without any reason, as in not cause. Cause तो है, लेकिन purpose क्या है? Cause is different, purpose is different. Towards what? हाँ, cause मतलब भाई दो चीजें साथ में आ गई तो नीला का पीला हो गया, something scientific explanation, that is okay. But towards what? So this particular concept, Aurobindo took it, and then he read the Upanishads. Then he kind of tried to mix these two in something new. So he said his whole philosophy is it is going towards something. Now, so basically there is something called life force. Now again, the life force is still a very matter related, scientific, physical thing, life and force. But Aurobindo says that is not life force, that is consciousness force. Why consciousness force? The same consciousness force looks like life force when the evolution is in the initial stage, that is material evolution. जैसे हमारी बॉडी चेंज होती गई, हम बंदर से आदमी बन गए, बाकी लोग किसी और से कुछ कुछ बन गए. So that is not life force. He just shifted that to change a little bit with consciousness force, because the same consciousness force will continue from here also now. The point is, it's not end here. What he's trying to say that evolution is not ended here. We are still to evolve much. Many things are yet to be evolved, but this is who is saying the evolution is going to be what kind? Now, hitherto, abhi tak, the evolution has been material or compulsive or ignorant, because there is no conscious decision being involved in it. Things were just happening. Okay, like football doesn't know कहाँ जाना है, वो इधर से मार दिया तो उधर चला जाता है, उधर से मार दिया इधर चला जाता है. फुटबॉल का अपना कोई चॉइस नहीं है इसमें. वैसे इवोल्यूशन होता गया. इवोल्यूशन इसके बाद जो होगा वो कॉन्शियस इवोल्यूशन होगा. अभी जो है आप, हम, मैं, उसके बाद यहां से आगे. So यहां से आगे का इवोल्यूशन कैसे होगा? That evolution will be spiritual evolution. And it is really wrong to say कि evolution हो गया. No, evolution is on. Why do you say evolution हो गया? Evolution हो गया means अभी तक पिछले 1 crore years में we evolved from here to here. Yes. So the point you need to understand one thing now. the typical spiritual thing that Indians normally talk about, Adhyatma, he connected with Darwin's evolution. That this spiritual evolution is not just somebody sitting and realizing, no. This evolution is part of the whole evolution that is being happening. So he talks about cosmic salvation. Now, you know what is salvation? Liberation. So, cosmic liberation. So, like everything will evolve together. It's not one person evolving. It's not Anjali getting Brahmagyan or Nirvana. That is okay. That is small thing. But what he is talking about that now, henceforth, everybody is going to evolve into something else. Like what happened with the monkeys or apes of that time evolved into humans today. In that context, he's talking about it's like a force, it's like an evolution that is going to, and that is a continuous evolution. Now he will explain why continuity, like where is the continuity? He has to establish that. But you are getting any doubt till here? Cosmic means the word cosmos means ye sab put together. It's cosmos. Pluto, Neptune, galaxy. Yes, that is called cosmos. Everything that positively also we see is cosmos. Wow, you can say. Okay, cosmos means everything. It's like everything that we know. Okay, everything which is, or rather we should say everything that exists. Everything who is part of cause and effect chain is cosmos. Every effect is a cosmos, part of the cosmos. So cosmos is general term. So, but the point here, cosmic salvation means, or not just human beings, everything will evolve to the next level. Because, so the point is, every change that we talk about is towards something. Basically, like for example, everything is changing that everybody knows. Everything is moving in some or the other direction. You know, nothing is stable in the world. This chair looks stable, but this is also moving. If you see that way, you know this? No. The whole earth is moving. No? सब कुछ मूव कर रहा है, अराउंड कर रहा है, यूनिवर्स एक्सपांड हो रहा है, सब चीज होती जा रही है. नथिंग इज स्टैटिक. नहीं वो तो सी यूनिवर्स इज एक्सपांडिंग. आपको लगता है यूनिवर्स एक्सपांड? पिछले 20 साल से कुछ चीज एक्सपांड हुई है? आपका घर 20 साल पहले दो दीवारों के बीच में जितना डिस्टेंस हो थोड़ा बढ़ गया, ऐसा कुछ हुआ है क्या? कहाँ हुआ है? तो फिर यूनिवर्स इज एक्सपांडिंग क्यों मान रहे हो? साइंटिस्ट बोल रहे इसलिए? साइंटिफिक साइंस के वर्ड पे रिलाई किया, ठीक है, कोई बात. एनीवे, सो ब्रॉडली ही सेज इवोल्यूशन है, स्पिरिचुअल इवोल्यूशन है, उसके फिर प्रोसेस वो सब बताएगा, ठीक. So he says, now to understand my philosophy you need to kind of negate two things. Okay, so there are two negations. Okay, so materialistic denial and spiritualistic refusal. Okay, now what is materialistic denial? What does materialist deny? Yes, so materialistic denial means nothing beyond matter, right? That is materialistic denial. Any materialist will deny that. Yes, like Charva. So who will do this? Like for example, Charvak does this, right? Spiritualistic refusal. So basically, nothing beyond, for example, spirit, that is, for example, Brahm, right? Jagat hai nahi, no matter. So here basically, no matter. Yes, who will do this? Advaitins. So these are two, refusal or denial. What Aurobindo says, negate this. प्लीज ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, ये निगेशन का निगेशन कर रहे हैं, इसलिए मैं आराम से समझा रहा हूं. चार्वक सेज नथिंग बियॉन्ड मैटर, गलत बोल रहा है. अद्वैतिन सेज नथिंग बियॉन्ड ब्रह्म और देयर इज नो मैटर, गलत बोल रहा है. सी, ही इज नॉट सेइंग आई एम एक्सेप्टिंग दी बोथ व्यूज. लाइक चार्वाक का क्या है, मैटर इज द रियलिटी. Aurobindo is not accepting this. He is rejecting the converse of it. There is nothing beyond matter. ये गलत है. Yes, correct. Same is the case with अद्वैत. बोलते हैं ब्रह्म के बियॉन्ड मैटर बेसिकली नहीं है, ब्रह्म के बियॉन्ड कुछ नहीं है. ये भी गलत है. हाँ, yes. So basically what he says that matter and spirit, they are not contradictory, not either or. So they are not either or. समझ में आ गया either or का मतलब? या तो मैटर रहेगा या तो ब्रह्म रहेगा, ऐसे नहीं है. बेसिकली क्या है, दोनों है. कैसे? इवोल्यूशन में मैटर इवोल्यूशन के नीचे स्तर पे है, ब्रह्म ऊपर के स्तर पे है, बट दोनों अल्टीमेटली रियल है. नहीं, बताता हूं. रामौरी ने क्या बोला था? यस, दो चीजें हैं वो रियल है. यस, दैट्स व्हाट, देयर आर टू थिंग्स, दैट इज मैटर एंड ब्रह्म रियल. ही इज सेइंग the same matter is going to be Brahm in evolution, and same Brahm has become matter because of involution. So that's why he's close to Advait only. एक ही लाइन पे है, बस आप लाइन पे कहां है उस पे डिपेंड है, इवोल्यूशन पे. सी, ही यूजेस वर्ड इवोल्यूशन. और दोनों एक है, एक मशीन जैसा, एक बॉडी जैसा है. यस. So basically his whole thing is because of this word. So he says beyond. देखो आप, the concept of beyond is kind of emphasized by him a lot. Okay, so what he says is, if reality is spiritual, then even matter is also spiritual. That's the point. Means in matter also there is spirituality. वही एक्सप्लेन करेंगे इवोल्यूशन में. बिकॉज देन if it's not the case, then matter can never become Brahma. अल्टीमेटली दो सेग्रीगेटेड इंडिविजुअल रियलिटीज हो जाएंगी. फिर तो डुअलिज्म हो गया. उनका ड्यूअलिज्म तो है नहीं. ओके, इफ reality is spiritual, then even matter is spiritual, and as such an outright rejection of material is false. The fact is that matter and spirit, according to Aurobindo, are like two aspects of the same thing. दोनों चीजें. If matter is to ascend to the spirit, there must be corresponding descent of the spirit in matter. यह समझने के लिए बहुत डिफिकल्ट. वैसे ऑरोबिंदो इज टफ. इल्यूजन की बात हो रही है. अद्वैत में यूनिटी ऐसा नहीं है. अद्वैत में यूनिटी ऐसा है. समझ में आया? See, this means you are talking about some graduality. Yes or no? This indicates graduality. Advait mein there is no graduality. Something was hidden, it was open, that's all. It's deconcealment, and that's all. Deconcealment is not gradual, it is instant. You are getting the difference? अभी लॉजिकल नहीं लगता, experientially. Now that's why Hegel and Aurobindo are closer than Hegel and Advaita. Hegel also talks about absolute idea. When you will read Hegel, always remember or try to kind of compare it with Aurobindo. That some happens and evolves into something, happens and evolves like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Like this it is. See, okay, the statement is, if the matter is to ascend to the spirit, spirit has to correspondingly, spirit has to descend to the matter. Corresponding है वो. दोनों अलग नहीं हो रहे हैं, एक ही चीज दोनों हो रहे हैं. इट्स लाइक जैसे पहले जमाने में लिफ्ट होती थी, जो बिल्डिंग्स में लिफ्ट्स होती हैं, तो ये लिफ्ट ऐसे होती थी पहले. तो इसमें आदमी चढ़ते थे तो ये नीचे आती थी और तभी ये ऊपर जाती. एंड दे यूज्ड टू एडजस्ट सम वेट अकॉर्डिंगली. नीचे जाले मतलब सम वेट, एंड दिस इज ओनली फॉर सम ऑफिसर्स और समथिंग, बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट हैड टू बी पुट टू ब्रिंग बैक द वेट बाय स्टेप्स बाय वर्कर्स, सो दैट ऑफिसर्स कैन यूज लिफ्ट. वो सब था चीज. एनीवे, तो पॉइंट इज, इसका नीचे आना और उसका ऊपर जाना एक ही चीज है. बेसिकली ये रस्सी ही बस इधर से इधर हो रही है. लिफ्ट ऊपर नीचे जा रही है ऐसा लग रहा है हमें. सो बेसिकली इट इज वन एंड द सेम थिंग. सो वन इज कमिंग डाउन करस्पॉन्डिंगली, अदर इज गोइंग अप. करस्पॉन्डिंग, अलग से नहीं, दो अलग चीजें हो रही है ऐसा नहीं. इट इज करस्पॉन्डिंग टू ईच अदर. एक साथ हो रही है, एक दूसरे के कारण ही हो रही है, समझ लो एक तरीके से. There is no cause and effect there, by the way, but it is happening. One is the cause of the other and one is the effect of the other. Okay. कुछ चीजें औरोबिंदो में बहुत डिटेल में नहीं समझ में आए तो भी कोई बात नहीं, just kind of accept it and go ahead. If you read it 2-3 times, you will understand. Some questions will be there, but बहुत डेप्थ एक्चुअली क्या है ना, क्वेश्चन आते भी नहीं है. बहुत छोटा सिलेबस है, मतलब सिलेबस में ऐसे ही डाला है. एज फार एज आवर फिलोसॉफी सिलेबस इज कंसर्न, वो औरोबिंदो को ज्यादा एम्फेसिस देते नहीं. तो हम समझने की जितना हो सके कोशिश करेंगे, बट हम रिस्ट्रिक्ट करेंगे. अदरवाइज औरोबिंदो इज अ बिग फिलोसॉफी. सिलेबस में इतना सा है, एक प्रश्न आता है, वो भी नहीं आता कभी कभी. तो वी हैव टू बी प्रैक्टिकल आल्सो, अदरवाइज बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. ठीक है. मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल तो ऑप्शन पढ़ते ही नहीं है अरविंदो, पूछो। बट हम इंटरेस्टिंग है, पढ़ेंगे बहुत, मतलब ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड बिकॉज अरविंदो इज अ ग्रेट पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ इंडिया, सो वी शुड बी प्राउडली स्टडीइंग अबाउट। सो ही सेज the material cannot be completely false. So see what he's trying to do is this material jagat is false, it's all sub demeaning, materialism mein pade ho, there is no 0 and 1. He is trying to bring you out of it. Don't get into that debate of material is wrong. Material is not wrong. Material has its own meaning. Okay. The material cannot be completely false even if it has to be spiritualized. The same material has to be spiritualized. Like you say spirituality is the reality, but then without material what would you spiritualize? हवा में spirituality रहेगी कहाँ? No. Okay. So this is exactly what Buddha also did then. You know the story of Buddha when he stopped eating because he realized that body is a hurdle in my nirvana. Body is creating issues. नींद आ रही है, आलस आ रहा है, पेन हो रहा है, भूख लग रही है फालतू की. So he stopped eating. But then he once suddenly what happened, he was traveling a small river, so he was about to slip and kind of get flown away by the river water. So he in the involuntary action he held on some tree and saved himself. But then he realized, just imagine if my body would have gone, who would achieve nirvana, and where is my nirvana, or who anybody is nirvana for that matter. So he said, no, I have to nurture body at least with the basic minimum. Immediately after that, there is this girl called Sujata comes to, because kheer deke aate, rice kheer, and then he eats it. So he says that we need to have middle path. Complete extravagance, खाओ पियो ऐश करो, इतना बॉडी पूरा बॉडी करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है, एंड कंप्लीट बॉडी को एकदम डिस्कार्ड करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है, एकदम एस्थेटिक लाइफ भी जरूरत नहीं है, मिडिल पाथ होना चाहिए. वही फिर बात आ गई घूम के, बट इन अ डिफरेंट कंटेक्स्ट. Okay, ancient Indian philosophy, especially Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, committed that mistake. Which mistake that you talked about? It does not realize that every evolution must have a corresponding involution also. So matter is there. हवा में कुछ नहीं होता. So okay, Aurobindo therefore tries to work out an integral view in which both spirit and matter are given their dues. उसकी अपनी जो वैल्यू है, वर्थ है, उसको सबको मिल जाए. यहां तक समझ में आ गया? नाउ so he is basically, yes, but basically he is very close to whom? Very good. So Advait means whom? Yes, but yes. So, and anyway, he is a philosopher, so he will talk about what ultimately? तो he says रियलिटी तो ब्रह्म ही है. यहां से शुरू करते हैं. तो आप बोलेंगे बात तो सही है. Now Brahm is the ultimate reality. All the Vedantis accept. Even Dvaitwala also accept Brahm is there. Nobody denies Brahm. If you deny Brahm, you are not Vedantin. You are not part of Vedanta school then. But only Brahm is real. There is oneness. Then you are what? Advait. Brahm भी है, मैं भी हूं, द्वैत, like that. But Brahm तो ultimate है. And Brahm कैसा है, क्या है? Right? So Sat is existence. Yes. Here he uses word existence. Chit is consciousness. And Anand is? Right? यहां तक he says yes, ये है. Because he is not denying like Charvak. He is rejecting Charvak's denial also कि ब्रह्म कुछ नहीं, सच्चिदानंद कुछ नहीं है. He also denies that matter नहीं है. ये भी चीज वो डिनाई करता है. कैसे? देखते हैं. So the spirit of reconciliation becomes guiding principle of Aurobindo. Already we talked about. Now he conceives reality as supremely spiritual, that is Satchidanand Brahm spiritual hai, and yet he managed to assign the matter along with it. Kaise? Now problem happens is, since then we admit both the claim of pure spirit to manifest in us in absolute freedom and the claim of universal matter to be molded the condition of our manifestation. We have to find the truth that can entirely reconcile. ठीक है? He is able to see the principle of Brahm in spite of being spiritual, can accommodate the, okay. So basically his whole effort is how to bring in this matter, the evolution and Brahm together, not against each other, and not as a different reality also. They are two sides of the same reality. ये भी बताना है. Like what Ramanuja did, Ramanujacharya, is explaining that these two are the different real things and there are some relation between them. This relation, that relation, part and whole relation, complete Dvait relation, जो भी है. He says no, it's not about relation. It's about they being same thing in a different context, different way, different sides. अभी तक समझ में आ रहा है ना? Okay. So there is some meeting place of matter and spirit. Yes or no? He is trying for some meeting place. कहीं तो मिलते हैं ये. Now interface, like two sides of the same coin means ये sides कहीं मिलती है ना. मतलब there is some meeting ground there. That context he is talking about. ठीक है? Now our consciousness goes on extending its scope. It comes to have a feel of the unknowable. Now he comes to this omniscient, omnipresent reality. Now omnipresent reality मतलब ब्रह्म ही है, वो तो हम जानते हैं. ब्रह्म का मतलब ही है कि ever expanding highest reality, omnipresent reality, which from our limited perspective is unknowable. Our limited intellectual perspective, it is unknowable, and that is Brahm. So Aurobindo accepts that we do not have a knowledge of Brahm. Information है, Brahm है नहीं, but knowledge कहाँ है? अभी नहीं है. So that's why, in fact, he admits that initially there must be some element of faith to start off with, because knowledge तो Brahm का है नहीं. Knowledge तो, whatever knowledge we have is very limited things. Intellectually, how much you can know? Only limited things. Chair is there, mountain is there, galaxy is there, but we don't have knowledge of Brahm per se, because we have concept of Brahm. That is true. That is also somebody explained, but there is no knowledge of Brahm as in experience. Okay. So reality according to him is how many? One. Very good. But creation depends upon twofold principle of unity and multiplicity. So what he is saying is reality is one, but creation depends upon unity and multiplicity. Now when we say creation, he is indicating of the world, matter basically. So creation is the expression of essential unity of reality, but it is expression in terms of manifoldness. So now kind of going little closer to the concept of manifestation that we talked about yesterday, Vallabha, that unity and difference, both are there, but they are manifesting. So difference is because manifestations, but reality में unity एक ही है. Like sun एक ही है, sunrays बहुत सारे हैं, but जबकि sunrays और sun एक ही है. एक कंटेक्स्ट से देखा जाए, उस कंटेक्स्ट में ला रहा है. स्टेटमेंट फिर से सुनिए. क्रिएशन इज द एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ essential unity of reality, but it is an expression in terms of manifoldness. So the expression happens, it happens through manifoldness. But expression जब होता है manifoldness में. Okay, the chords of being therefore are expressions of reality viewed from points of view of creation. So when we talk about being or the chords, dhaga, chord, so the chords of being are the expressions of reality viewed from the point of view of creation. So he talks about 8 such principles. Now principles है, ये कोई चीजें नहीं है. अदरवाइज पता कैसे चलेगा? So his whole point is, let's not reject matter, let's not reject matter, accommodate matter. Inclusive हो गया. And this is exactly very similar to what Hegel says there. Okay. So now see, try to understand. These are principles. These are not 8 different realities. These are principles, different ways, different concepts, different things. Now again, you need to understand one thing. We are still limited because we are talking about it. He will come up with the technique of integral yoga also to make you feel and realize the Brahm. But as of now, there is no feel and realize, there is intellectual discussion. That's why we have to discuss in such a way that sometimes the very discussion itself is against the unity. We are discussing means I am discussing with whom? Anjali. Means Anjali alag hai, main alag hu. वो unity के खिलाफ गया. But it's not that way. We are for, because that's the only way we can communicate to his words and things. So in that context he is saying, and that's why there are principles. Now principles only for sake of our discussions. है तो चीज एक ही. Okay, one is existence करके एक principle है. Okay, second is consciousness force. Right. Third is bliss. Fourth is super mind. Fifth is mind. Sixth is psyche. The word used by him is psyche. Seventh is life. And eighth is matter. These are 8 principles. They are not categories. They are not realities. Okay, otherwise if these are the realities, then it becomes pluralism. हर चीज रियल हो गई? नहीं, they are not realities. First 4 belong to higher hemisphere. Now higher and lower का बात, लेकिन obviously there will be higher and lower. You know why? Evolution की बात हो रही है. So it is like higher hemisphere. This is lower hemisphere. Why hemisphere? Hemisphere is basically because he wants to imagine, he wants you not to imagine everything only in a one linear way. It is spherical way, 3D way. Life is 3D, no? तो ये नहीं बोल सकते कि ये चार एक लाइन पे हैं. ये अपर हेमिस्फीयर है, ये लोअर हेमिस्फीयर है. समझ में? हेमिस्फीयर इज अ 3D image, right? Sphere is a 3D thing. So half of the sphere means half of the 3D aspect of life, not linear aspect. Otherwise हमारा imagination 2D रहेगा फिर. 2D means again you're back to logic and discussions. That's why he's trying to bring in 3D impact to you. This समझ में आ रहा है? दोनों है. तो लोअर हेमिस्फीयर से हायर हेमिस्फीयर पे जाने को बोलते हैं इवोल्यूशन, एंड हायर हेमिस्फीयर का नीचे आना बोलते हैं इनवोल्यूशन. वही तो गलत. हम हायर स्टेज पे नहीं पहुंचे. हम मतलब हु आर यू? But now you are saying you means again you are segregating that consciousness from the ultimate consciousness, and then you're not reaching anywhere. Things are just descending in the same matter that are there. तो होम डिलीवरी हो रही है सच्चिदानंद की, ब्रह्म की. You are not going to Brahm. Brahm is appearing or emerging in you. समझ में आ रहा है? So that's why matter is becoming Brahm. Yes, means Brahm is coming into the matter. एक ही चीज हो गई. Like your body. So your body is becoming more agile. You know what is agile? Flexible. Body is becoming more flexible, means body is going towards or reaching closer to flexibility, or flexibility is coming into the body. Both the same things. So why to say that here is the body and there is the flexibility and I will walk to the flexibility? No. Flexibility also is coming to you. That's why. समझ में आ रहा है? एक ही चीज के दो, एक ही कॉइन के दो साइड्स हैं. प्रोसेस एक ही है. So but the point is now why both the processes need to be explained. If you only talk about evolution, then what will happen? You know, matter will be discarded. Then this become goal. So what happens? Like this is IAS and this is Anjali. So you will start discarding Anjali and want to just do everything for IAS. No. Anjali becoming IAS means the IASness is coming to Anjali also, na? So the point is the worth of Anjali, the way she is now, is also important, and what she is trying to achieve is also important. समझ में आ रहा है? The lower hemisphere seeks to represent the stage that evolution has been able to reach. So, by the way, and in this evolution now, let's talk about only evolution. तो यहां से यहां तक evolution हो चुका, और it represents evolution already happened. राइट? ये डार्विन वाली बात कर रहे हैं भैया. सो यहां तक तो हम आए हैं. मैटर था, लाइफ आ गया, साइकी आ गया और माइंड आ गया. नाउ दिस साइकी, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल ऐसे समझ लो टेबल है या अमीबा है. समझने के लिए ऐसे लिखना नहीं है. ये डॉग है, ये ह्यूमन बीइंग है. यू आर गेटिंग द पॉइंट? So basically, you know what is happening? What he's saying, from pathar or stone to human, why and how it is happening? More and more existence, consciousness, bliss is coming to you. So that consciousness force is making things happen. That bliss is making things happen. That existence is coming more and more to you. So that's why you're going closer to the upper limit. No, यहां पे नहीं, यहां तक पहले समझ लो आप. ठीक है? Yes. Yes. And every matter has that potential, not just every human being. Because every matter has spirit. He said every matter is spiritual. So every matter also has spirit. सोल है. हाँ, बट सब जीव में सोल है, अजीव में सोल नहीं है. हाँ, चेयर में सोल नहीं है, चेयर में भी सोल है. But that's why the words. Yes, absolutely, matter, proper matter, pathar. Okay, so the first four belongs to the higher hemisphere, and the last four belongs to lower hemisphere. Lower hemisphere seeks to represent the stages that evolution has been able to reach till now, and the higher hemisphere seeks to represent the stage into which evolution is going to enter. So ये stage में evolution is going to enter. Two hemispheres are not opposite in nature. They are not opposite. They are part of the same process. In fact, aspects of lower corresponds to those of higher hemisphere. Yes. कोई एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं है, मतलब वो कोई बोल सकते समझने के लिए. अल्टीमेटली सेम साइड ऑफ द सेम, टू साइड्स ऑफ द सेम कॉइन वाला सीन. माइंड इज सबऑर्डिनेट पावर ऑफ सुपर माइंड. माइंड इज सबऑर्डिनेट पावर ऑफ सुपर माइंड. देयर इज अ लिंक बिटवीन माइंड एंड सुपर माइंड. ठीक है. Life is subordinate power of energy, that is consciousness force. So there is a relation between life and consciousness force. There is a relation between mind and supermind. There is a relation between psyche and bliss, and there is a relation between matter and existence. There is link. Matter is the form of substance of being which the existence of Satchidananda assumes. So that's why the word what exists is matter. हम नॉर्मल फिलोसॉफी में भी क्या करते हैं? समथिंग दैट एक्सटेंड्स इटसेल्फ इज मैटर. सो समथिंग दैट एक्सटेंड्स, ऑक्यूपाइज सम स्पेस इज existing, and that existing means matter. But the point is anything that, so the quality of existence, that the ultimate reality Brahm. Now actually क्या ना, ये तीन मिलके ब्रह्म ही हो जाता. Basically now if you see सच्चिदानंद क्या है? एग्जिस्टेंस, कॉन्शियसनेस, ब्लिस. तो ये तीन मिलके क्या हो गया? सो बेसिकली, बट ब्रह्म का जो एग्जिस्टेंस है, सो एग्जिस्टेंस इज एन एस्पेक्ट ऑफ ब्रह्म. मैटर मैनिफेस्टेशन इज हैपनिंग थ्रू इट. ओके. Existence of Brahm means what? Something exists means something has to occupy space, extend. Yes or no? So, where is the Brahm occupying space? Tell me. Chair. Because matter भी तो ब्रह्म ही है ना. He clearly mentioned matter is part of that reality. Don't discard matter. Yes. See, that's why he is again explaining Advaita only in a different way. So what he is saying, wording dekhna, matter is the form of substance, form of something, substance, of being, Brahm समझ लो, matter is a form of Brahm which the existence assumes. So basically क्या है, since like for example, existence is that aspect of Brahm which gets manifested through matter. So Brahm जो है, reality has sub existence because देखो ना मैटर तो है, that means reality exist कर सकती है, it's not, otherwise we would have said it is consciousness and bliss. ब्रह्म एक ही है, मैटर उसका एग्जिस्टेंस एस्पेक्ट है. तो ओके, नथिंग कैन एग्जिस्ट विच इज नॉट मैटर. नाउ यू अंडरस्टूड, वो एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता. हाँ, बिकॉज रियल ब्रह्म ही है, बट एग्जिस्टेंस में आता है तो वो मैटर आता है. हाँ, matter, exactly, you got it right. So matter is that rupa, that form that Brahma has taken. Okay, like Vishnu is taking different avatars. तो ब्रह्म के 3 अवतार हैं, बट वो इटरनल अवतार हैं, ऐसे नहीं कि आते हैं जाते हैं. 3 एस्पेक्ट्स इसलिए बोलते हैं. So first aspect is existence, which gets manifested through matter. Now, by the way, here matter means this also. So I am also, my body is also part in the sense manifestation of Brahma. Or manifestation means existence aspect of Brahma. Correct. Now, the divine. Now, the Brahma, the word also used for Brahma is divine. Okay, it's just a word for the same thing, English word. Divine, pure, Brahma, like that. So the divine descends from pure existence. Pure existence, divine descends from pure existence through the play of consciousness force and bliss, the creative medium of supermind into cosmic being. We ascend from matter through the developing life, soul and mind, the illuminating medium of supermind towards divine being. Now ये जो है ना बहुत complicated statement है, लेकिन पूरी philosophy इसमें है. फिर से पढ़ता हूँ, you'll understand. The divine descends from pure existence through the play of consciousness force and bliss, the creative medium of supermind into cosmic being. Now cosmic being is, समझ में आया, cosmic मतलब हमेशा हर चीज, और being है वो, मतलब एक तरीके से personified version types. Being means होना. So cosmic being, ठीक है, we ascend from matter through developing life and soul and mind and the illuminating medium of supermind towards divine. So descend and ascend explain in one statement, and यही पूरी फिलोसॉफी है. आई होप ये समझ में आ रहा है, और कुछ अगर नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो ऑब्वियसली यू आस्क, ऑब्वियसली आई विल रिपीट, बट धीरे धीरे समझ में आ जाएगा. बिकॉज व्हाट हैपेंस इज, नाउ यू रीड दिस, नाउ यू अगेन गो बैक एंड रीड अद्वैत, बुद्धा, then come back to Aurobindo, then go back, come back, then you understand both together. So when you read Advait next time, you'll understand Aurobindo better, and when you read Aurobindo, you'll understand Advait. But now you'll be understanding Advait better now. Now you'll go back and read Advait again, no? Shankaracharya, you'll understand it better. Oh, now you understand. Like that it happens. Okay, now you'll understand. See, so Satchidanand क्या है? Satchidanand is nothing but the common name. Okay, Satchidanand is nothing but the common name for triple principle of existence, consciousness, force and bliss. मीनिंग ही वही ना, सच्चित आनंद मीन्स एग्जिस्टेंस, कॉन्शियसनेस, ब्लिस. सो सच्चिदानंद क्या है? ब्रह्म. ब्रह्म इज जस्ट अनदर नेम ऑफ सच्चिदानंद. ओके, लाइक आपका घर में नाम होगा जैसे सोनू फॉर एग्जाम्पल, तो अंजलि एंड सोनू वन एंड द सेम थिंग. ठीक है. Sri Aurobindo says, we start then with the conception of an omnipresent reality, that is Brahm, Satchidanand, divine, same cheez, of which neither the non-being at the one end nor the universe at the other end are the negations. They are rather different status of reality. So basically, existence and matter, they are not negations, they are not negating each other. They are part of the same reality. He is trying to reconcile. Right? The highest experience of this reality in the universe shows it to be not only a consciousness existence, but also supreme intelligence, a force and a bliss. Let us write. Okay. So now you understood. He is talking about, now these two common together is called divine. तो वैसे ये तीन कोई अलग चीज नहीं है, तीन अलग अलग एस्पेक्ट है, तो इसको हॉरिजॉन्टली भी लिख सकते हैं. ओके, अगर इवोल्यूशन की डायग्राम वैसे निकालनी है तो व्हाट वुड यू डू? बेसिकली देयर इज दिस सच्चिदानंद और ब्रह्म, राइट, विच इज एग्जिस्टेंस, कॉन्शियसनेस, फोर्स एंड ब्लिस. ये ब्रह्म हो गया. इवोल्यूशन कैसे होगा? मैटर से लाइफ से, साइकी से, माइंड से. नाउ द पॉइंट हियर इज, these are not stages per se, like we know these are stages the way we understand it, but more and more these things happen, means like more and more you go above, that means more and more these things come down, that we already discussed. And these things, this illumination, this knowledge, this realization is happening because of super mind. What is this super mind? That ability or aspect which allows you to realize things. वो एक सुपर माइंड, एक ऐसा माइंड है, बेसिकली सुपर माइंड मीन्स एकदम शार्प माइंड समझ लो. So super mind is also coming to you, then only these things are opening up to you. Basically चीजें इतनी ही हैं, तो इसलिए यहां से यहां तक वाला तो हमें समझ में आता है, बिकॉज ये फिजिकली हुआ है. बट माइंड टू सुपर माइंड टू ब्रह्म कैसे होगा? वो ऐसे लीनियर नहीं है. इसी माइंड में, साइकी में, लाइफ में, मैटर में सुपर माइंड के इंपैक्ट के कारण ब्रह्म आएगा. यस, एक अलग दूरबीन आएगी आपकी. बेसिकली क्या होगा? ओके, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू. सी, this matter only will become existence, this life only will become consciousness, this psyche will become bliss and mind will become super mind. कन्वर्जन होता है, इमर्जेंस होता है. So it's like many colors are coming down, like greenness is coming, pinkness is coming, and accordingly some new golden color is coming up. That is Brahm, the whole color, that is Brahm, right? Now, see, I'm just thinking because बहुत सारा इसमें दिया हुआ है, सब चीज तो हमें करेंगे तो कुछ पॉइंट नहीं है, बस इतना समझ में आ गया, इवोल्यूशन है इन्वोल्यूशन एक साथ ही होता है, एक एसेंड है एक डिसेंड है, ठीक है, एक प्रोसेस से होता है, देयर इज दिस कनेक्शन बिटवीन द टू, इट्स लाइक मोर एंड मोर existence is coming in, more and more. Now for example, one more thing, like what happened when some chemicals came together and amoeba appeared? Now how can we explain logically amoeba came in? Use, okay, but is amoeba chemical? So then from chemical how amoeba came into picture? Now let's discuss this, then you understand the whole, because basic idea वही है कि tell me matter से लाइफ कैसे आया? बेसिकली केमिकल से अमीबा कैसे आया? Yes, so you know, yes, very good. So there is something called organic and there is something called inorganic, right? What is organic? Carbon. Inorganic means ठीक है. So but then why not all carbons are becoming animals? Okay, why that combination only? If that was the case, why aren't we able to produce life in lab? And even if we are able to, we will be able to produce. That's as far as I understand. Science वो कर देगा, लेकिन कैसे? मुद्दा ये है कैसे? Why that particular combination only working? And ऐसा क्या हो रहा है? कॉम्बिनेशन वर्क कर रहा है मीन्स क्या कर रहा है? लाइक पर्टिकुलर मान के चलो कि 0.5 ग्राम ऑफ कार्बन, 0.2 ग्राम ऑफ हाइड्रोजन, मान के चलो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ऐसे 5-6 मिलके एक पर्टिकुलर टेम्परेचर पे एक पर्टिकुलर ऐसे ऐसे ब्ला ब्ला 10-12 कंडीशंस में डालेंगे तो लाइफ आती है, ऐसा कुछ है? इफ दैट वाज द केस वी कुड हैव, सो देन लाइफ कहां से आई? ये, this is exactly how he thought of. Now so we need to understand one thing, what he is saying is that no, Darwin straight away said देखो it's happening by chance. So नहीं, correct नहीं है, so if it is by chance you could have reproduced it, reproduce the conditions, chance will come. So they say no, it's not chance. First of all they say this matter and life dichotomy ही गलत, मैटर से लाइफ नहीं आया है. एग्जैक्टली बट कैसे? सो मैटर के अंदर देर इज दिस समथिंग कॉल्ड, ओके, इनिशियली एज आई ऑलरेडी मेंशन देर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एलन वाइटल, एक वाइटलिटी, जीवन शक्ति, जीवन मंत्र, जीवन सूत्र, वट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू नेम इट, सम लाइफ फोर्स. लाइक सत्कार्यवाद समझो, there was some life force in the matter which was pushing from inside, desperate to become life. Evolution ऐसे ही तो हुआ है. So he said every matter, every atom, every damn thing in this planet has this agreeable. What is this life force? That life force is something which pushes you to pushes that matter to become life. But then when would that become? There comes the importance of arrangement. So some arrangement happened which allowed that thing to emerge. It's like some lock and key arrangement. Like this number lock 6, 7, 3, 2, 5. So in particular combination only it will open, right? But that will only open when there is some system already inside. Why would that open only that particular number system? Because there is some system inside. In the same way, that is mechanical system. Here, there has to be some life force which was trying to push from within, got a chance to flourish the moment they got. So, नहीं वो किसने नहीं किया मैं बता रहा हूं वो दी कॉन्शियसनेस फोर्स सी ये तो वो भी मानते हैं ये भी मानते हैं कि सम पर्टिकुलर कॉम्बिनेशन से ही हुआ है ये तो मानते हैं सर दैट्स व्हाई आई सेड देयर विल बी अ चांस टुमारो दे विल बी एबल टू क्रिएट लाइफ इन लैब पॉसिबल है बट हाउ हु विल डू दैट व्हाई इज इट हैपनिंग इन फर्स्ट प्लेस सत्कार्यवाद ढूंढो like try to understand if it was not there how can it will come up from something that it is not there. So this life force in the form of Alan Vital was that this particular principle is there in each and every matter which gets the chance to express itself in a particular combination. So there was a definition of his time, life is coming from organic matter, right? But he said no, life is coming from organized matter. This is who? Bergson. Okay. So life force already there. It just got particular organization. It got expression, life came up. नहीं अरेंजमेंट बाहर से हुई लाइम फोर्स इंटरनल है प्योरली इंटरनल अंदर से इट्स लाइक यू हैव दिस टैलेंट XYZ talent of whatever painting but conditions were not conducive for you to express that talent but conditions got favorable the same Anjali became dancer Anjali and Anjali also did not know that I knew so much I had so much talent of dance so there was inside something which came up. Yes, like seed has life inside then only it can create life but then for that you need fertilizer, soil, water, sunlight, that conditions we require but there is something which is pushing from inside. If there is not there, like for example roasted seed, it is never going to give life because you are somehow now in our context we have killed the life there in our context but that also can be in this context in a different form that also will create life. That's another story because life force is there in the matter also. Yes, नहीं अभी वो नहीं I am talking about Bergson, I am not talking about spirituality but you need to understand how the transition from matter to life happened. There is life force but the problem here is because Bergson is a scientist so for him life and matter like matter to life is the only interesting thing for him. Matter कैसे life आ गया explain हो गया done मेरे अभी कोई explain नहीं करना because he is a that kind of philosopher like scientific philosopher or scientific person. But the problem here is now matter to life तो ठीक है बट फिर ये साइकी क्या है, कहां से आया, माइंड कहां से आया, व्हाट इज माइंड, व्हाट इज द नेचर ऑफ माइंड. तो ये औरबिंदो सेड ओके सेम लॉजिक होगा. कैसे सेम लॉजिक, like particular force was there, life force, life आ गई. so there would be some psyche force, जो basically psyche force ही है, जिसको हम because we just studied till this much we named it life force and we left it. but यही चीज आगे भी तो जा रही है, तो उसको life force नहीं बोलेंगे, we'll call it something else, mind force. but mind पे भी कहां चीजें रुक रही है, सुपर माइंड जा रही है. सुपर माइंड मीन्स क्या है, अल्टीमेटली कहां जा रही है सब चीज, कॉन्शियसनेस पे. So consciousness force is the reason why everything is happening. So consciousness force should be part of matter also and should be part of the ultimate also. So every existence must have consciousness force. Right? Matter is existence. Matter has consciousness force. So there is some pure existence, pure consciousness force. Towards it is going because this combination happening, no? Now comes into picture, यहां तक समझ में आ गया why consciousness force and how he took this thing. There is one more thing. He talks about world creation also. Now, what is this creation happening? Creation in the sense, this consciousness force is there, existence is there, but okay, you know what is happening? Creation, matter to life, life to everything, evolution, involution. How it is happening? नहीं, consciousness force. Okay, this creation is existence. So things are existing, existence is happening because of consciousness force. So what is happening? Existence. How it is happening? Consciousness. Why it is happening? जो आपका सवाल था, like consciousness force भी काम में आ क्यों रहा है, समझ में आया? टीलियोलॉजी क्या है, इसका भी एक्सप्लेनेशन वो देते. Like why consciousness force in first place being there, that why the force is there at all. It could have been just like that, ऐसे ही बैठे रहते, क्या करना था. So why are you moving your hand and legs, बैठ जाते आराम से. There must be some purpose, reason not as cause, purpose towards. So इसका एक्सप्लेनेशन देना तो मुश्किल है. ये तो समझ में आ गया कि चलो कॉन्शियसनेस है, ये है, बट एक्सप्लेन क्यों का क्या मतलब है, कैसे तो एक्सप्लेन हो रहा है. प्रकृति है, पुरुष है, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल पुरुष कम्स क्लोज टू प्रकृति एंड ऑल दैट, बट पुरुष जाता ही क्यों है वहां, तो वो तो वहां का है. यहां पे लिए व्हाई द कॉन्शियसनेस फोर्स इज वर्किंग फर्स्ट प्लेस, द आंसर इज जॉय, bliss. Means now this is a very good example. Like for example, I am doing this, I am drinking water because there is some purpose, right? Yes, so you can explain प्यास लगी होगी इसलिए, because if you say Brahm wants something, that's why everything is happening, then Brahm is not beyond wants, तो Brahm लिमिट हो गया. समझ में आ रहा है? So any explanation of that kind will be problematic. So they say this is happening because of the joy and the bliss. That is, when you're very happy, you dance, and every movement of your dance, there is no reason. There is no purpose per se except the dance. But it is not towards dance that way. Not a purpose of want. समझ में आ रहा है? You dance not because you want something. You dance because you are something. That R is happy. So the creation is expression of joy. So like for example, खुशी खुशी में कर दिया. No, खुशी खुशी का कारण क्या होता है? You are already so much happy that you are doing things. So you are doing it for something. You are just venting out your happiness. Expression of joy. समझ में आ रहा है? You are getting the point now. So what is the purpose behind the creation? Expression of joy. So there is no purpose as such. As in, it is happening just to express the joy. Now, God, for example, Brahm, is expressing the joy. And that's why world is created. ये तो ठीक है. फिर then you cannot say that, oh, how can Brahm want to dance? Want to dance नहीं, it just dance. It just happens. But it is happening with joy. Happening with bliss. That's why it's a famous statement of Aurobindo. Creation is like a cosmic dance of Shiva. And the Nataraja depiction is depiction of creation. And what is Shiva? No, Shiva is not a person. Shiva is Brahm. Shiva is that nothingness. And nothingness wants to dance. World is created. Now, wants to dance में मतलब wants नहीं है. Just dance. It's a लीला. Play है. खेल रहे हैं. क्यों खेल रहे हैं? मजा आ रहा है. इनफैक्ट मजे के लिए नहीं खेल रहे हैं. The dance is not happening to be happy. Dance is happening because you are joyful. So creation is, now you want, please try to understand the reality, not Bhagwan, Brahm. Forget about it. Reality is what all nature reality basically has. Existence है, consciousness है, bliss है. तीनों. Again, don't you think it seems very similar to Trigun of Sankhya, Prakriti and all that? Sattva, Raj, Tamas. But ऐसा नहीं है. मैं बस बता रहा हूं आपको मतलब एक तरीके से. वहां पे भी तीन है, यहां पे भी तीन है. कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है. Don't do any connection in exam also. But everything is happening. The answer of why is bliss. Answer of how is consciousness force. Answer of what is existence. Ultimately, it is existence. But you cannot just say existence. It's always, the word should be always together. Consciousness, existence, bliss. Or existence, consciousness, bliss is the one word. And that's why it is called Satchidanand. So reality is what? Now you need to understand, Satchidanand करके कोई बैठा नहीं है उधर नाम का. There is no Satchidanand sitting like this. Satchidanand need to be understood from metaphysical point of view. That it is Sat, Chit and Anand. Sat, because obviously if it is not Sat, why would be talking about it, knowing about it, having about it, even having thought about it. Chit is, it is conscious. Consciousness is there. And it's not just consciousness that you and me have and table doesn't have. No, everybody has. Yes. That, yes, drashta wala. But there the consciousness is not even drashta. Because drashta also means there is something to drashta. But pucha, but then point is, the moment you get rid of all other things, you realize that drashta. But the problem is the moment you realize that the moment that you stop doing anything but drashta, you stop being drashta also. that happens immediately. Then you become one with Brahma. Again, you need to always keep in mind that we are still discussing. So there is limitation to what I can explain, or any even book can explain. You just need to understand, okay, experience karne se hi pata chalega. When I say that you need to realize that you are just drashta, and the moment you realize that, you stop being drashta also, you are like, ये कैसे हो गया? ऐसे ही है, ऐसे कैसे हो गया नहीं, ऐसे ही है, आप एक्सपीरियंस करिए, आपको समझ में आएगा ये बात. सेम इज द केस हियर. ठीक है. So he describes creation as the ecstatic dance of Shiva. Ecstatic dance मतलब cosmic dance of Shiva means cosmic मतलब ये सब डांस चल रहा है इसलिए cosmic dance बोलते हैं. So purpose of the creation can be nothing else but the joy of dancing. ठीक है. No, because it's that's why it's very interesting. People say that Aurobindo बहुत tough है, but बहुत सारे सवालों का जवाब देने की कोशिश है. Like all the loopholes perhaps that Advait and others. Ultimately है तो Advait philosophy ही, but थोड़ा refined version. नहीं, हर चीज है, हर चीज का अपना महत्व है. Yes. And you understood now the creation that we talked about, matter is there, everything is happening, ascent and descent both together, evolution, involution, that you already understood. Okay, so evolution क्या है? Matter to life to psyche to mind. And involution क्या है? Okay. Insofar we attain knowledge, we ascend to it, but knowledge has descended down to us. वही चीज बोला. नो, यहाँ पे भी नॉलेज की बात तो है ना, लाइक मैटर टू लाइफ. नो, henceforth it's all about knowledge. We are here, no? Henceforth we have to be, and that knowledge can happen through supermind. So the moment you reach supermind, the things of the Satchidananda Rupa is revealed to you, and that's the natural next process, most logical thing to happen in the next thing. समझ में आ रहा है? So now the point is how to reach mind to supermind, yes or no? And obviously he will explain how to do that also through his concept of integral yoga. Like what? That's why what Sankhya did to yoga, or rather what Patanjali did to Sankhya, थियरी सब ले ली, फिर बाद में बोला देखो एग्जैक्टली ऐसे करो, हो जाएगा. हाँ हाँ, डिसिप्लिन. सुबह उठो, खाना क्या खाना है, बॉडी को कैसे मेंटेन करना है, एक्सरसाइज कैसे करना है, माइंड को कैसे मेंटेन करना है, स्पिरिचुअलिटी को कैसे मेंटेन करना है, सोल को प्यूरिफाई कैसे करना है, ऑल द प्रोसेसेस फॉर दिस प्रैक्टिकल वर्ल्ड. अल्टीमेटली मैटर भी तो इंपॉर्टेंट है ना. वी हैव टू arrange our matter in such a way, our matter also in such a way that it goes closer to Satchidananda. And by the way, if you see this way, don't we think we are made up of, we as a person also made up of all these four things? We are matter, we have life force, we have psyche, and we are. Now this psyche means, for example, something that gives you knowledge, organs, sense organs, mental states and all. Here mind means the conscious mind. Okay, subconscious mind, conscious mind, you can say. But now the point is, from here to here we have realized, like for example, now we know mind is the supreme thing, matter is like in the direction. माइंड से मैटर होने की जरूरत नहीं है, मैटर से माइंड से सुपर माइंड होना है हमें. वो प्रोसेस है पूरी, एंड दैट प्रोसेस इज बीइंग टॉट इन पौंडुचेरी, ऑरोविली. वहां पे वही प्रोसेस पढ़ाई जाती है. ठीक है. हाँ, पढ़ने को मतलब सिलेबस में वो तो इंटीग्रल योगा इज वेरी सिंपल प्रोसेस, बट वो एग्जैक्टली कितने बजे उठ के क्या करते हैं वो तो नहीं है। वो तो सी मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग दैट ही टेक्स एज इट इज फ्रॉम पतंजलि ओनली, है ना। तो थोड़ा सा इन्वोल्यूशन एंड इवोल्यूशन के बारे में देखते हैं, फिर कल इंटीग्रल योगा भी हो जाएगा, और कुछ अगर उसमें डाउट्स है क्योंकि इवोल्यूशन इन्वोल्यूशन थोड़ा और ढंग से भी पढ़ मतलब और डिटेल में भी पढ़ सकते हैं। वैसे question sometimes comes only on involution evolution also. Now broadly you understood what involution and evolution is. Now why involution is happening? So creation is a double process. It is firstly descent of the spirit into worldly forms, and then it also implies an ascent of worldly forms into original higher status. That's how creation has happened. It's a involution evolution both. But now only involution if you talk about, actually it's very difficult to discuss only involution, because then we think that involution is a separate process than evolution. ऐसा नहीं है. But for sake of understanding, first let's only focus on involution, ulta, descent. So Advait says that this matter is coming to your knowledge, or you are able to see the matter, you are able to feel that everything is matter, is because of ignorance, माया की वजह से. Okay, more or less in the same type, Aurobindo describes creation as plunge of spirit into ignorance. ना यहां पे वो ignorance की बात करेंगे कि ये क्यों हो रहा है, ignorance में हो रहा है. Like for example, now you are doing ignorance means what? The knowledge that you are going to have once you are in supermind is descending. So basically मुद्दा ignorance का तो हमेशा ही आएगा as far as the Indian philosophy is concerned. So spirit is plunging into ignorance. Ignorance, according to Aurobindo, is the power of divine consciousness to withhold itself partially. तो बेसिकली क्या कर रहे हैं, एग्जिस्टेंस में आपको सिर्फ मैटर मैटर दिखा रहा है वो आपको, मतलब ना इसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है, our whole understanding is always linked with me, so there is a problem always. That is not me, that you and me wala me, that is consciousness wala me. I is not you and me wala I कि मेरा knowledge कम हो गया. It's not knowledge of memory, knowledge of your perception. It is knowledge of the part of the consciousness force itself. Consciousness force itself. So, to that consciousness force, which is there in matter also, that consciousness force, the existence is revealing partially to itself. So, partially means mind, matter is also existence, but partial existence, not complete existence. That's why you see matter being existing. That's because of some kind of ignorance happening. So ignorance means, actually what they say, ignorance is not lack of having some no knowledge. Ignorance is having partial knowledge. It's not so. In the ignorance also there is some element of knowledge. So the statement is, even ignorance has element of knowledge. Now this is very similar to Syadwa, right? समझ में आया? Partial knowledge. Ignorance मतलब wrong knowledge. Yes. The absolute can create out of fullness of its self knowledge, but that is only a higher creation, a greater world which only seers and sages can see and feel. The question of creation is normally raised with respect to the lesser world, the world in which we live and move. So, creation, then higher creation, lower creation. No, higher lower हमेशा रहेगा, जैसे मैंने बोला, because evolutionary process है. So जो lower creation है, basically matter. That creation के लिए वो ignorance का use करते हैं. Who existence reveals itself through matter, because the lower world is created because of the ignorance, that is partial knowledge. So basically ignorance is partial knowledge, not wrong knowledge. Ignorance is not wrong knowledge, it is partial knowledge. But considering partial knowledge to be full knowledge, it's a bondage. वो तो इसमें हर इंडियन फिलोसफी बोलती है. So this creation, now this is very important thing, this creation is through ignorance. तो ये जो चीज है ना, this creation, मतलब ये वाला, ये ignorance से हो रहा है. ये समझ में आना बहुत मुश्किल है. The point that he is trying to say is this particular creation is happening through ignorance. Now happening through ignorance ऐसा नहीं है, this creation is ignorance. Again same like Advait. पारमार्थिक व्यवहारिक लेवल पे it is real, but that is because of ignorance. So वैसे देखा जाए तो stage wise speaking, Shankaracharya also has given satisfactory answer. He is saying I am not denying matter, I am denying matter at ultimately, not practically. But ठीक है, infinite consciousness in its infinite action can produce only infinite results. To settle upon a fixed truth or order of truth and build a world in conformity with that which is fixed demands a selective faculty of knowledge commissioned to shape. ठीक है, basically क्या है, you need selective faculty of knowledge to have infinite knowledge. You need to have that supermind. So once you have supermind, the infinite knowledge will be revealed to you. That process of evolution में आएगा. World has been given the status and a reality by Aurobindo. To understand this fully, it is necessary to outline. Now, Aurobindo also has the concept of Maya. What is Maya according to Aurobindo? Maya and Leela also. So this is very important. Now, not very different from what Advaita also think about. Now, lower creation. Now, the question why creation? Answer is Leela, dance, play, bliss. And the question how creation? The answer is yes. No. Now we are talking about this creation, matter का creation. वो सही है, but that is applicable to all the creation, including higher creation also. But why lower creation is happening? Matter creation wala, it is happening because of Maya. Consciousness force with Maya. So now, creation according to Aurobindo is also, according to the ancient Indian says, is nothing but expression of joy. Delight is the secret of creation, delight is the root of birth. ठीक है. From Ananda, says Upanishad, all existence are born, and by Ananda they mean being an increase to Ananda. ठीक है. Therefore, it can be said that creation is nothing but joyful game. That is Leela. Okay? But now, ये सुनिए, आपको समझ में आएगा. If we look at the world existence rather in its relation to self-delight of eternally existing being. Now, self-delight is joy, of eternally existing being is Brahm. So, if you look at the world existence, table chair, in its relation to self-delight, eternity, dance basically, of existing being, we may regard, describe and realize that it is Leela. So, this is Leela. Table chair is Leela. Yes or no? So, world creation is, why creation is happening? Because somebody is joyful, self-delight. So, somebody is self-delight, dancing, world is creating. That world is this world. So, now you see, this is Leela then. ठीक है, realize that it is Leela, the play, the child's joy, the poet's joy, the actor's joy, the mathematician's joy, वो जो भी है, perpetually inexhaustible, creating and recreating himself, sheer bliss, self-representation. So himself the play, himself the player, himself the playground. Here only problem is the player, the play and the playground, everything is same. So khushi or in the self-delight, the same ultimate Sachidanand is dancing on the same floor called Sachidanand, in the same background, that is Sachidanand. Everything is, it's not a person dancing, it's just for sake of understanding, it is being told. So it's just happening out of sheer joy. ठीक? Now, अभी तक माया नहीं आया है. ब्रह्म का ये एक्सप्रेशन है ही इसलिए क्योंकि ऑलरेडी डांस हो रहा है. Okay, you tell me, you have balloon, okay? तो ओके, बलून क्या है और हवा क्या है? See, this is the balloon. Now I put more air. What happens? How can balloon expand? How can matter increase? क्या हो गया इधर? कैसे बढ़ गया? एयर तो सेम थी, बाहर भी अंदर भी. बेसिकली बलून करके कुछ होता नहीं है, ये तो नाम दिया हमने ना. इट इज जस्ट एयर. बाउंड्रीड एयर इज बलून. नाउ यहां पे एक्स एयर है, ये खोल दिया, क्या होता है? बलून. एयर कहां गई? नहीं, बट बाहर भी तो एयर ही थी, पहले भी तो एयर ही थी ना, इधर भी तो एयर ही थी और बाहर भी तो एयर ही है. सो बलून करके कुछ है ही नहीं, इट्स जस्ट अ डिफरेंट अरेंजमेंट ऑफ एयर. सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज there is nothing called balloon, air is expanding, so balloon is expanding. So you say no, but balloon is expanding means how can air expanding is balloon expanding? It is balloon expanding only. So who is expanding, air or balloon? So who is creating, Brahm or world? What is the creation? What is getting created? World is getting created or Brahm is getting created? By what? Brahm is getting created, which we perceive as world is getting created. Air is expanding, which we perceive as balloon is expanding. Balloon is not expanding, air is expanding. हाँ, पहले एयर कितनी थी, अभी कितनी एयर है, एक्सपांड क्या हो रहा है, सो वी कॉल बलून इज एक्सपांडिंग, बिकॉज बलून करके कुछ है नहीं, एयर ही है अंदर, बाहर भी अंदर भी. दिस वर्ल्ड क्रिएटेड फॉर सेक ऑफ जॉय इज माया. नाउ दिस क्वेश्चन इटसेल्फ इज कमिंग बिकॉज ऑफ माया. और फिर वर्ल्ड क्या है, फिर ब्रह्म क्या है, you are segregating because this basically maya is basically again the same thing, that your inclination of your mind to always think that either this or either that. Mind is not able to unite things. For that you need to go super mind, which you have not gone, I have not gone. So that's why the answer is maya for now. So this world created for sake of joy is maya. Aurobindo tries to determine the process by which Sachidanand turns himself into the phenomenal world. ये तो समझ में आ गया. Sachidanand turns into this into phenomenal world. Phenomenal world is world that appears to us. The way it appears to us is called phenomena. Like a magician simply by moving the magic wand. So he perceives the rule of law, a definite pattern or the process in the creation. And this law he gives the name Maya. So Maya is not in a negative context छुपाने वाला. माया एक प्रोसेस का नाम है. इस प्रोसेस से जो बनता है उसको बोलते हैं माया. Okay. So world is basically Maya-fied Brahma. Maya is that process through which world is creating. Now, what is the nature of Maya? Maya is in the nature of power, capacity. Maya has been traditionally conceived to in two distinct ways. Maya is to the original sense means later the word original knowledge, skill, intelligence, acquire pejorative sense of cunning, fraud, illusion. So first Maya is considered to be some intelligence in the sense some process, some power जिससे वर्ल्ड बन रहा है. बट दूसरा मीनिंग है माया का, वो इल्यूजन है. Thus, in the first sense, it is the power, constructive and creative, and the second sense is it is delusion-producing mechanism. So, Aurobindo does not feel inclined to accept the second meaning. Maya koi delusion, illusion nahi hai, because that reduces the world to the status of illusion. Then, but world is not illusion. Matter may be world. Matter also has that consciousness force, which is ansh of Brahm only. So he clearly says that world is not unreal. Even if it were in dream, it would be real as a dream, real to itself in the present. We cannot even say that world is unreal because it does not have absolute existence. For although different worlds may come and pass out, world as such, world in relation to itself is real. Okay, we cannot with certainty think of time when there would be only an absolute conscious existence, consciousness without. So there won't be any situation where there is no creation, there is no world of object, and there is only Satchidanand. ऐसा कभी होगा नहीं. Because we will not be able to perceive that. Na? Maybe we will realize that once upon, but when we will realize only we will be able to explain. So world is not unreal. This is exact. Here he is kind of parting ways from Advait. Advait says world is unreal. वो तो आपको धोखा है बस, pure धोखा. ठीक है? So Aurobindo accepts the first meaning of the word Maya, the power that creates the world, a power of Satchidananda which can comprehend, contain, and measure out forms of the world out of infinite existence. So it is the capacity which allows you to carve out a part of the big. So that boundary capacity is good for us, for our practical life, but that capacity to boundary something is because of Maya. So Maya is the capacity to boundary things, carve out things. So how can we say that it is illusion? It is a capacity. हाँ चलो है, बहुत बड़ा है, लेकिन मैं मुझे I just want to know, like you have a very big, you want the whole chocolate 10 kg bar, but now you want to eat just this much, so you need knife and cut it and eat. Like simple example है, लिखना नहीं है. So it's a capacity, it's not an illusion. ठीक है? So Aurobindo describes this in a very suggestive language by saying that it is by Maya that out of supreme being in which all is all without barrier of a separative consciousness emerges a phenomenal being, not phenomenal वैसा वाला phenomenal नहीं, phenomena वाला, तो phenomena है, world as appearing, not a phenomenal being वाला, great phenomenal वाला नहीं, English में वैसे use होता है वैसा नहीं. Okay, so it is by Maya that out of supreme being in which all in all without barrier of separative consciousness emerges the phenomenal being in which all is in each and each in is all. This sense of each is coming in now because of Maya. So you are able to understand that you are Anjali and this is chair, it's because of Maya. But Maya is a power because of which you are able to do it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to do it. Now, for play of existence with existence, consciousness with consciousness, force with force, and delight with delight. So otherwise it would have been just play of consciousness with consciousness, play delight with delight, existence with existence. We are able to take out thoda from everything. It's only because of Maya. Maya can be described as cosmic illusion if it is viewed in the relation of supremely real. Okay, the world may be called Maya because it is not essential truth of infinite existence. ये तो पक्का है, माया उस context में ठीक है, that it is not a complete truth, but partial truth लेने की capacity होना भी अपने आप में ठीक अच्छी चीज है, because the same capacity we cannot use also. So point is, now you have a capacity to carve out small part of it, which is good. It's a capacity, but we can not use the capacity also. If we have that, if you raise ourselves to that level, we cannot use that capacity and you can see things as it is. That is also possible. Okay, so we may, if we choose, say or call therefore illusion of the infinite consciousness, thus audaciously flying back a shadow of, ठीक है, वो तो ऐसी statement poetic दिया हुआ है. So basically the concept of Leela is compared with the dance, concept of Maya is being compared with the capacity to separate, individualize and carve out things. It's a capacity. Now it's up to you when and whether to use this capacity or not use that capacity. But not using that capacity also needs a training, because we are habitual to using that capacity. That will come into salvation, integral yoga. How to not use capacity is also a training, requires training. That is integral yoga. That is, then you go like if you want to, like, this is exactly similar to what Shankaracharya also says. Then if you are living in Vyavaharik life, Shankaracharya himself also use Maya. मतलब अगर I am a Aurobindoian, I will criticize Shankaracharya like this, that Shankaracharya will certainly use Maya as a power, because, like, for example, if he is hungry, he will not eat chair, he will eat roti only, because he can segregate chair and roti is different. But the point is not about the ability, point is about getting entangled in that ability as if that is the truth. Okay, so इन्वोल्यूशन यहां तक है, कल इवोल्यूशन देखते हैं, फिर इंटीग्रल होगा, तो कल खत्म हो जाएगा. ठीक है, सी यू टुमारो 9 AM.